people, but I guess.
Don't worry about
Figure
it.
it
Just hop in.
Okay, baby.
What's going on, everybody? Or however many people on. What's going on? What's going on, Anthony and Jackie? Learn, love, and reflect, man. We're here to discuss the decision.
I'm sweating.
I know, girl. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. We're here to discuss the decision, man. I guess next steps. Not necessarily for me, but for her.
It is for us.
Well,
it's the next step for us, not
for
just
us,
you.
you're right.
I mean, not just me. It's a us decision.
That
Well,
is
I
true.
feel like it's a us decision,
Yeah.
but it's my decision. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, we're discussing next step. What's gonna happen? What it's gonna look like? The emotions of it, the physical part of it. What is gonna happen? How it's gonna happen? And we'll just kind of go from there. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce Miss Jacqueline Jones.
Hello, everybody. No. So since the last time we did the live on our YouTube channel and on Anthony's Facebook page, the last time we talked, it was about the diagnosis of breast cancer, how I took the diagnosis, how emotional it was or wasn't in the beginning, and now how we're settling with the decision, or how we are, how we settled with it now. But since the last video, it has been determined that I'm going to have a mastectomy. If you don't know what a mastectomy is, that means that I will be losing one of my breasts. And so how did that occur? I think what happened was I got a phone call, I know. I got a phone call from the doctors, and she had explained that because of the two spots that I have, those two spots, the distance, because I had to have an MRI, and with the MRI, it showed a distance between the two, and they were looking for like a trail between the two spots. And first of all, if you know anybody that this video might help, go ahead and share it, and so other people can watch it. But anyways, there was a spot between the two, and she had explained that because of how far the distance it is between the two, she won't be able to do a lumpectomy, which is, I guess, take the pieces out and then make it look presentable at the end. And so she's like, I can't. Basically, she couldn't promise that the end results would look good, and she was like, so I'm not even going to recommend lumpectomies. You have to get a mastectomy. I said, okay, because I told her when we was in the doctor's office, whatever has to be done has to be done. And so, okay, I have to get a mastectomy, losing one breast, and I was okay with that. And then immediately I made the decision, almost immediately, kind of, because I was already talking about it, like if I'm going to lose one breast, I might as well take both of them off to lower my risk. And my other thought was that I didn't want the family and stuff, me or the family, to have to go through something like this again. And so I'm like, let's just go ahead and just go for taking the two off. And I mean, I really was for it. And I was like, I messaged the KU Medical Center, and I'm like, let's go ahead and just set me up to get both breasts removed, so I don't have to worry about it again. And I was okay. Like, I had no issues. And then I started thinking, like, well, what I spoke out loud wasn't what was always mentally in the back of my mind. So what I spoke out loud was confidently, like, I'm okay with losing one of my breasts, and then, okay, I'm confident that I'm okay with losing both of them. But in the back of my mind, I wasn't fully settled with the idea of losing even just one of my breasts. And then one of my biggest concern was, if I lose my breast, how am I going to be comfortable with that decision of not having one or either? And so I was always conflicted, like, am I going to be able to, I guess not live with it, but I guess I'll say it like that. Am I going to be able to live with not having one or both of my breasts? And I wasn't comfortable with the decision after a while. And I didn't express that to Anthony at all. It was just something that was always just pressuring me in the back of my mind. Let me see. You got anything you want to say? You look.
I know you keep saying the word think, but I know for a fact that because when you've been dealing with this appearance for so long physically, you know, and then having to remove even just one, let's just say just one, but now both, you know what I mean? I think you've been kind of struggling with that. And if I can share something, we were out of town on business, and
This weekend.
and when I tell you, this is how I knew the dam broke, because she, I believe, finally displayed the raw emotion of losing a breast or both, because she boohooed herself to sleep. I mean, cried like, and I know I've joked a lot. I've never seen her cry the way she did the other night. Like, snot all on my hands. I'm like, ugh, booger, you know. But I think, you know, it's settled in for you. You know, I know you are this strong, mentally, physically tough young lady or woman, but I think the raw emotion came out, you know, and I think you were able, I don't want to say exhale, but you were able to just kind of maybe even feel a little bit better about the decision, because you're no longer trying to be stronger for everybody, no longer trying to be strong even for yourself. I think you made yourself vulnerable and you just let it out. And I believe that it kind of helped with, okay, I don't want the family to go through, I don't want my mom, my dad, who, and the kids, even me, to go through the pain and the pressure of having to deal with those things alone.
Yeah, and one of the things that you was talking like, I know you always say like, no matter what, babe, I'm gonna love you no matter what, and I believe that wholeheartedly. That you're gonna love me regardless. One breast, two breasts, none, whatever. But one of the things like I have to, how I feel is that I have to make a decision considerate of you, and so you say like I'm okay, like whatever happens, it's okay. It's okay. But what I think is like you're okay until we're in an intimate moment, like our very first one, and I only have one breast. This wait. This is
Okay.
just my thinking. And then
Okay.
when I only have one breast, and then it's a reach, and then there's nothing there. And so that's one of my concerns. And I know what you're gonna say, but I think it's not a reality until it is. Like we can talk about it as much as we want to until the day comes where there's either nothing here or there's one here.
Girl, you is not the first woman I messed with that had one breast. So no, and I'm just playing. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But no, seriously,
That's what I'm thinking.
I listen. I honestly, I'm. Please trust me on this. The ability to like not even worry or think about that in that moment, I have that. I know you may not think that at the moment. Like I always tell you, like I didn't marry you for your physical appearance. You know, I didn't marry you for, you know, uh your breasts in general. You know, I married you for you. I married you for your personality and all that kind of stuff. And it says in the vows, death do us part, rich for poor, better for worse. And this is
One
could
titty
be
or no titty.
hey, there you have it. You know, so it's one of those things that I will not run for the hills because you have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe that. I'm just saying, but in my mind, like I think about those things. So when I'm making a in my decision making, I'm not settled with just a decision for me. I'm like this. It's like all of these other things that are in my mind.
So let me ask you this: is that giving you pause or hesitation for possible Silicon Valley, or is that no, seriously, like You know, is that giving you pause? Is that giving you a certain feeling? Is it making you feel like, man, these ain't even mine? You know what I mean? But they are if you decide to go that route. However, I know mentally you're gonna deal with that if you decide to be like, okay, let me get some perkies. You know what I'm saying? And and they there. And if I feel or you feel and you be like, man, these really ain't even mine, you're gonna, maybe you're, well, let me, I was actually asking a
ask the question.
question.
I was waiting for it to come back.
So would you feel like that would be an issue?
That these are mine?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's another one of my thoughts. And that's why, so in the meantime, again, if anybody's watching this and you feel like this is beneficial to somebody else, please share it so it can get out. That's my whole intent and purpose is to make sure it's helping somebody else. But I do feel like, if I would, well, no, those are my thoughts. Like, it could be a possibility that I'm not happy with my decision. And so I might, like, and remember in the beginning, I used to be like, okay, fine, like I'll just have new breasts, okay, and I was okay with that. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll just have 20-year-old breast or something. And now I'm like, I might not like those. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to like, okay, maybe I can just settle with one.
Right.
And then, so if I'm not happy with the one, then at least I have my natural breast over here that they can just lift. Even though my stuff don't need no lifting, but but they can just lift, and then maybe I can be more settled with that. And then talking with Daddy, and because I was telling Dad, like, I don't know, like my brain is so conflicted, like to start. And he was like, "You're gonna cry no matter what, because you're losing something." And I'm like, right. And he was like, so if you lose one or if you lose both, like it's still going to be an emotional thing. And I'm like, absolutely, it will be. But I still, and what I said the other day was like, I don't want to go under and not be settled with my final decision. And so when I wake up out of surgery, then I'm not settled with my final decision. And so that's why and I knew all these things are going through my mind. And that's why I asked for a counselor, like, okay, I need to talk to a counselor because I can't make a final decision on my own and then just base it off of myself, because in the end, it really is just a decision for me, a decision about my body, when I'm also trying to be considered of the whole family having to go through it again, or me having to go through
but this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. I want you to be comfortable with you.
But you're not understanding that I
promise. That's what I'm saying. What you mean?
That's why I'm asking for a counselor, because I might not be. And so I'm like, what if I
What do you mean? With the decision to have none or
yeah, either way. Like I don't know how I'm gonna feel with either going with just one breast being removed, or one breast being removed for me mentally, so I can cope with just, okay, I got one fake breast, or both being removed for me being comfortable with, like, both breasts will be moved to prevent this happening again for me and everybody else, or you know what I'm saying? So I'm like considering a whole bunch of things instead of just one thing, and it has nothing to do with you accepting me during this whole thing, because I already know it's gonna be fine, but I still think about intimate moments or anything. I even think about like how they're gonna feel. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like I touch my own breast, and so I'm just like, are these gonna feel different? Am I gonna like how they feel? I like to run, so how they gonna feel when I run? How are they, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole bunch of things that I have to consider. Like, do I want these? Can I live with just the scars? You know what I'm saying? And just be fine. And then I think about like the first viewing of no scars. I mean, with no breast, with just scars, or one, and then or not, or just settling for just take the one and not add a titty. It's a whole lot.
I personally believe with your mindset that, and I know you're gonna go talk to somebody, but I just personally believe with your mindset that you would be PO'd if you didn't get the fake ones. I just think that you'll look there and and I think you'll have more emotional issues, or maybe even go into depression if it's nothing there, just scars. And I mean, and I could I could buy you flowers every day. I can buy you edible arrangements, can't whatever it is. I could do all these things to lay out the red carpet to mentally make you feel better. However, if you're still not comfortable in that, it's not gonna matter. So I just personally believe, and I could be wrong, but I just personally believe that you would have more issues with just scarring. That's just my personal belief. Um, and
But what about, let's say, if I go, because I thought about this too. What if I go and I get breast, the fake, get them off, and then I get fake breasts, right? And then I'm not comfortable with those. I took off a whole healthy breast, and now I have, and then if I'm mentally is not comfortable with like having these, and I decide just take them off, and now I'm back to where I was at before. And then I have to be settled and happy with nothing. Did that make sense?
no,
Like
sorry.
like okay, what I'm trying to say is like I could like it could flip around. Like I can decide like, yeah, let me go ahead and um get the silicone, because I agree. Like I like having breast. I like how it looks in a dress. I like how when I'm recognized because of my breast as a woman. You know what I'm saying? And so to not have them, yes, I would feel some type of way to not have my breast. And so that's why I was initially was like, if I go to, I'm just gonna go ahead and just get the plastic surgery, boom, and be done. But then I got conflicted. Like, well, I don't know if I would be happy with those.
Yeah.
And so now I don't know if that's the best decision for me. I'm not comfortable either way, because either way I'm losing something. And then, like I said the other day, like I I feel like I at least get to get these replaced. And so this is something else I think about. Like people lose arms, legs, things that they can't, like they get it replaced, and like you literally see like this is a fake arm, this is a fake leg, or something like that. If I get fake boobs, really people's not going to see it unless I expose myself and see scars or how it was replaced or something like that. And so now I'm just like, I feel almost like I've had moments where I feel guilty for feeling the way that I feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then like these are like all of these different emotions that I have attached to something that I'm going to have to eventually make a decision here really soon on, what am I going to do with either one or both? And I have 2 weeks to decide, and I'm literally conflicted on my decision. I don't know.
Actually, you don't have 2 weeks.
What's the 20th?
You have a day to decide.
Why do you have eyelashes everywhere? What do you mean I have a day to decide?
You go to the doctor on Thursday.
Yeah, so we go to the plastic surgery on Thursday, but that don't mean, but I can talk to him. And so I look forward to that appointment when we talk to the plastic surgeon, because I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
And so because they can do different things. And so I don't think I have enough fat on my body to build a fake breast. And then so I'm like, is that out, or do I have to wait and gain weight to be able to, build it from my own natural body? Do I have to wait until they take it from my own body, or but then I don't want to wait any longer, because I just want to get to the next freaking step and get it over with too. So I'm like, I need to make a decision before surgery date. And so I guess you're right, not a full 2 weeks, but I need to have it in enough time to where everybody knows that's in the system. Like she has decided on just one, or she's decided on both. Right. And then this is her replacement. Her replacement is to just leave it as scarring or put a fake boob in there.
Right.
And so, but I need to put fake boobs in there, but I need to make a decision. And so that's where my mind has been. And you're right. Like when we were at at the house, like I cried. I was like, I'm not comfortable with my decision anymore. And just cried and whimpered myself to sleep. And so because and it's not like I was like when I was when I was telling you things like I was fronting like that's like when I said like I'm just gonna go ahead and just get them both off, like I was confident like yeah I want to get them both off, but then it was just like it started feeding in like maybe that's not the best idea. You need to start thinking a little deeper, you know what I'm saying? And so then it kind of everything started changing.
And then too, we haven't even had the chance to discuss this, but I don't want to be insensitive and say you're overthinking, because you're not, because it's your body, your decision, but sometimes I feel that you are like, in some ways I feel like, okay, you got this decision or you got that decision, and make it, but then again, like I had to revert back to, yeah, exactly. That's why that's why honestly I really kind of been bummed with it.
If you would have said that to me,
I've been, hey, Jaime, I'd have been over your house asking to sleep in the basement, man.
If you would have said that to me, we would have had some problems.
I would have been on somebody's doorstep. Knock, 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 and I spend the night. But yeah, man.
Because I already know I have to make a decision. Like you couldn't have told me that, and I would have been like, I already know I got to make a decision. I already know that part. Like I already know that part. I'm just trying to get past. I just want to get to where I'm confident, to where when I get the anesthesia put in, I'm like, this is it.
This is it.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll wake up to whatever's new, and then we go on from there.
Yeah.
But right now I'm not even 90%. I think I'm probably like 70, 30. Like, let me rethink. I am okay based off of just having.
She is undecided. Forget the percentage.
I am very undecided.
You just undecided. I don't even try to put a number on it because it ain't gonna match up.
But I do weigh it. But it is weighed.
Yes,
so I am undecided. But it is a weight. But am I more on?
You can't even tell. You don't even know the percentage you're at. So you can't say.
Because you won't let me.
Because it's a bunch of malarkey, man.
How rude. Where's Rudy?
Am I rude?
Yes.
No.
That's being rude.
No. She's a hater.
Anyways.
But hey, that's just kind of where we at. That's kind of part of what we've been dealing with. Even in the midst, we've been kind of going about our business and, just living life, man. And, I think I said before, the level of intentionality has grown. Just relationship with Christ, family, kids, or whoever, the relationship has been very, 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 very intentional. Because we don't know, what, the saying is always if you want to make a plan, what was it say? If you want to make a plan, tell God your plan or something like that, something like that, but it definitely wasn't in our plans to have this. We were planning on doing something and, to continue to grow our business and all that kind of stuff. And, God was like, y'all gonna hold on,
Yeah, he told me you're gonna need this job.
You're gonna
need this job's insurance, so you might as well keep your job because you're gonna need this insurance. So I'm trying to leave no early.
Right.
You need this insurance. And I'm like, oh Lord, thank you. Because we were sure about to be leaving. Caught this early. But yeah. I that's where we are now. I don't know. I'm in the decision-making stage, and I'm sure to be another time we need to make another decision.
Yep.
And we just go from there. Anybody praying? I seen somebody said they're going to fast and pray. Please do. Thank you. Add it to the bunch.
Yep. All we want to do, man, is just say we thank everybody. We appreciate the love and support. We appreciate everybody that's reached out. Who even didn't reach out, we thank you anyway. Just send a prayer up. And, we're going to go on this journey, man, knock it out and do whatever it takes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people I don't even know that send me messages on Facebook Messenger and will say, you know, I seen your story or I watched the video or whatever, people I have no idea who they are, and message me and tell me that they praying for me, uh, or share a story of their own journeys and stuff like that. And I really appreciate y'all, because a lot of people have been scared to talk to me or think it's a inappropriate time to reach out or something like that. And so I really appreciate everybody being courageous enough to be like, I'm just gonna say something to her. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that, because for the most part, I really haven't shied away from talking about it. So anybody that come and talk to me, like, I'm gonna talk about it. I was talking to a lady when we were at the convention the other day, and she was asking me how I was doing, and I just was telling her, I was literally telling her what we come to a degree of what we talking about now, and she was crying when I was talking to her. Her eyes was just tearing up, and she was just patting her eyes, and I was just talking, and I was like, you know, people are being very compassionate and loving and wanting to reach out and be and like, can we come up, can I come and see you after surgery and stuff like that. And I'm like, of course. I'm gonna be at home. Whoever know how to retwist my hair, because apparently I'm not gonna be able to lift my hands or do nothing for 6 weeks. No pushing, no pulling, no raising of the hands and stuff for 6 weeks. So whoever know how to do a good retwist, I would appreciate that. But yeah, that's where we are right now, in the decision making stage, prayer stage. And I hate to say it, but sometimes prayer has been getting a little more difficult for me, because I don't even know what my petitions are. And so all I've been doing lately is just praising God. Like, I just thank you. Thank you. We found it early. Thank you. I'm still planning on being here. They don't see anything, you know, that this is going to go, you know, left. You know what I'm saying? So I just
You have to stop doing that. Like, you literally have. Prayer is prayer. You can't make prayer difficult. Like, you pray your needs, and what you can't.
You don't understand my brain.
I do understand your brain. It's crazy.
Clearly you don't.
It's off the chain, dog.
Stop doing that. Because you think I intentionally do that? I don't intentionally do it, baby.
So why? Okay.
I don't intentionally do that.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you don't need to apologize. I just don't intentionally do it. I would never want to make it. I would never want to make it a difficult time to be in prayer with God. But it has been difficult. Like in the very beginning, like my brain was so flooded, I couldn't even settle for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then and that's why I said, when I finally had a moment to settle, then I did better. But then, like, we move around so much, I don't have time to. Are you listening to me?
I am listening to you. Would you just talk and quit worrying about what I'm doing? Don't worry about it. Get off my screen. She up here worrying about.
You're supposed to be talking.
I'm listening. How can I talk to you and you talking?
You're supposed to be listening.
I am listening. I know how to multitask.
No, you don't.
See, this is where the boy. Lord Jesus. If I had a super soaker water gun right now, I'd jack her up right on camera.
Yeah. And I had a Nerf gun, I would get you right on camera.
This is not for the Minnesota Vikings. This is for the Northeast Vikings.
Somebody care about that.
Hey, you don't die, girl. Don't do us. Okay.
Ooh, what she said? You see?
What?
Nothing. I was just doing what you was doing, reading the comments while we were supposed to be talking.
The conversation over. No, bye. Conversation over. Bye. Love y'all. Peace. No.
Anywho, yes, I have been having struggles. I need people to, to love on me. I need all the extra stuff.
I'll be listening, Ty. Taisha, don't do that. Don't do that.
He wasn't listening.
I was listening.
I love you, but you wasn't listening.
Noonie, I got you, girl. I got you. I can't stand it.
Focus.
You say that one more time. Say it one more time.
Focus, babe. I love you. Okay, we're getting silent. So I think that's all we wanted to talk about today. It's kind of where we stood, the current decision I have to make.
Man, what
If you
I
need life insurance, reach out to me. You see, I got my Primerica shirt on. You need your investment set up, reach out to me. I handle investments for people, getting you set up for your financial future.
all right, let me say that properly. If you have anything, any concerns, no, I'm just playing.
Life insurance.
One thing I will say is that is one thing that is not prevalent in our community. That is one thing that the black folk, the brothers, the Negroes, whatever you want to say, that is one of the things that we do not talk about in our community, and we fail big. We fail big. So, and I don't know about you. I mean, this hit home personally. I had to beg for money for some people I had to bury, and it was not fun. It was not pretty. It was not, something that I don't like doing that.
We couldn't afford it.
We couldn't afford it. But we begged. No, we didn't beg. Let me not start lying. We had to bury. People gave freely, and we paid for stuff, out of savings, loans, whatever you want to call it, and we were broke, so please take care of your families. If you know somebody that don't have life insurance, even if you don't get it from us, but even though we would prefer that, please make sure those people get insured. We had people that died and they had nothing, and they had no legacy to leave for their children at all. So get your investment set up. 401k is cool, but you want to go Roth IRA, all that good stuff.
We're not giving no suggestions.
Okay. Hit us up.
He can't say that.
Can't say that.
Anyways, one other thing that I want to say, if you don't have your life insurance in order, make sure that you do get it set up before something happens. One thing that happened see, we're going to fight. See, you don't even understand what I'm about to say. No, because what it is if this diagnosis, thank you, baby. If this diagnosis would have came in and we didn't have life insurance, we would not be eligible to have life insurance. And if this was something, if this is something that would take my life, then we don't have an income replacement to replace my income that Anthony would need to be able to take care of our children properly, and with the income that I currently bring in. And so what you want to do is, when you have your life insurance, make sure that it replaces your income. So if you make $20,000 a month and you wanted to take care of your family for the next 10 years, you need to have $200,000 worth of life insurance. That's $20,000 for 10-year period. But if we didn't have life insurance with this diagnosis, we would not be able to get any type of life insurance, because they're going to see it on the reports. It's going to come in. So get it while you're young, get it while you're healthy. You do not want to wait until something happens and be like, dang, wish I would have got life insurance. Too bad. Something happens to you. Your kids go to somebody and they ain't got no money to take care of them the way that you took care of them. We see it all the time. You think we didn't expect this to happen to us?
Shoot, so, right now, getting life insurance and living trust and stuff, like right now.
Oh, immediately. Wealthy people do it all the time. Immediately get your stuff set up. The younger you get it started, the better, because it's less expensive. It saves you money over time. Just think of it like this way. If a 20-year-old get life insurance, $20 a month, and they'll have it for a 35-year term, and they're paying $20 a month for, I'm just throwing out numbers here, but for $150,000 of life insurance, because they got it when they were young. But if you want to get $150,000 at 40 years old, you might be paying $80 or $100 for that same amount, but you should have got it when you were younger and when you were healthy.
All right, I'm cutting it off. Guess what? If you want more information, please inbox us and we'll set up a meeting with you guys, a Zoom meeting and everything. What up, Big Dave? We just want to drop nuggets, man, because this stuff is important. Please, I can't reiterate this. It is very prevalent. It needs to be prevalent. It needs to be heightened in our community. Wealth, health. Everything needs to be prevalent in the Black community. And I'm not just, of course, limiting there. However, it's just things we don't like to talk about as a culture, and we need to get out of that. We need to get out of that bad. So we love you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. We gonna be on the update with you guys and just kind of definitely continuing to kind of share this journey with you guys. And we appreciate it. We love you. Anthony and Jackie out. Learn, love, and reflect. Peace. Love you too. Ooh, ooh, ooh.